Hey everybody, today we're going to do a Biden versus Trump matchup according to the current 2024 polls. The last time I did the actual matchup, I had Biden coming out on top because that is projecting ahead to the next election. These polls are theoretically going to be what would happen right now, and there's a lot of different places you can get the data. I tried to make it simple. I took it all from 270 to win. That has most of the 50 states. The ones that it didn't have, I tried to take the most recent poll I could find. Of course, some states didn't really have any recent polls, or they only had one. Those states are usually not the battlegrounds. The most competitive states are generally going to have an average of several recent polls. So a lot of these polls go into December. Things are always going to change, and you might not care much about the polls right now. I don't put a lot of weight on it myself, but this is the best we can do to get a snapshot in time right now. So let's put in the safe states. Those are going to be over a 10-point margin. So for Biden, that's going to be Hawaii and the West Coast. If we go to the East Coast, New York's last poll actually had this right at a 10-point margin. So that is borderline likely safe. For this, we're going to put it at safe. So there's a few states here that are notably not safe for Biden, but also Maine at large is currently into double digits for Biden. Now, if we do the safe states for Trump, we've got all the usual ones here from Idaho and the West Coast over to South Carolina in the East. One state that is notably not safe for Trump is Alaska. That's a state where there's not a lot of polls. Whatever we've got there, it does show it under 10. And in this matchup, Iowa and Ohio, those were exactly at 10-point margins. So just like New York, that is a borderline margin. So far, most people who follow polls even just a little bit, they know Biden has been struggling badly. But with those struggles, we're still not seeing a state like Texas hit double digits. Now, if we go down to the likely states, these are a 5 to 10-point margin. For Biden, he's got New Mexico. The next state is Illinois. That is notably not into double digits. And all the way on the East Coast, Connecticut, not a lot of data there, but that was also in single digits. And New Hampshire, that was right at 5 points, so that will go likely for Biden. Now, the likely Trump states, we do have Alaska. Now we start to get into some of the more competitive states. Arizona, that was over 5 for Trump. Then we have Texas, Trump's home state of Florida. Above that, we've got Georgia. And also we have North Carolina. Those are going likely for Trump. If we go all the way to the Northeast, we do have Maine's 2nd congressional district. There's not really a lot of data here, so that one was my best guess. And one last state that's likely for Trump, it is a surprise, but it's the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. I'm not here to talk up or bash the veracity of these polls. I'm just taking a look at where things are at. That one was actually a surprise to me when I saw it was going that far toward Trump. Now let's go down to the lean states. These are a 1 to 5 point margin. For Biden, he's got Colorado. That is noticeably close in whatever polling there is. Then we head north and we go east to Minnesota. This is another surprising one, but as of right now, it's actually competitive. Biden only has it by a lean margin. But next door, we've got Wisconsin. That's also going to Biden by low single digits. And as good as Trump is doing in some of these other states, I would think he would be doing better in Wisconsin. But that's where it's at right now. Finally, for Biden, we've got Virginia. Biden should win it comfortably, and he probably would in the end. But right now, we're looking at a competitive margin. Next, the lean states for Trump. We've got Nevada. Like Pennsylvania, that would be a flip and a pickup for Trump. And I've got Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. This is another one. Not a lot of data, but given everything else, I would guess Trump would have this by at least 1 point. And we've only got one state left, and that is Michigan. Which way is it going to go if we have Wisconsin going to Biden by a lean margin and Pennsylvania going to Trump by a likely margin? Well, according to 270 to win, it was 1% for Donald Trump. That's borderline tilt lean, so it's still 1 point or less. That will be a tilt for Trump. So the final total is 303 for Donald Trump, 235 for Joe Biden. It's not a surprise given the polls we've seen, but Trump wins it. He wins it kind of convincingly. He flips Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. With all those states going red, he curiously does not win Wisconsin. I would think he would win that before Michigan and Pennsylvania. But again, it's super early. Things are going to change. Take a lot of this with a grain of salt, but don't completely disregard everything either. It's just one snapshot in time. We'll follow this as time goes on, but right now, if the election were today, Trump seems likely to win, and Biden is looking pretty weak across many of these states, including Colorado, Minnesota, and Virginia. But as I've said in my prediction videos, I think a lot of this is because of a lack of enthusiasm for Joe Biden at the current moment. There's no question he's going to make some changes over the next year. He's going to try to excite his base, and a lot of those voters, I think, are going to come home to Biden. Right now, they're withholding their support. Yes, some of them are going to go third party. That's a completely different video video when you have 4 or 5 different candidates. We can take a look at that some other time. But as of right now, this looks like it would be close to the best case scenario for Trump. He basically sweeps all the states and wins the White House. I think he would still probably narrowly lose the popular vote even in this scenario, but neither side should get complacent. I expect Biden to only go up from here. That's going to make this competitive. Don't take anything for granted. Don't count anybody out. But right now, Trump kind of looking the best he's ever looked in the polls, but we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the recent polling and how the map would look based on those polls? Which state is the most surprising? How much are things going to change over the next 11 months? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.